My name is James Nisewonger, and I was an atheist. So I am a combat veteran, and I've seen a lot of things that a person shouldn't see at the age that I was, a lot of death. And I thought to myself, because I was in a very bad place, I thought to myself, then why does this all exist? Why is it all always like this? And I turned to science to try to find the answer to why life is the way it is. Then I would go after people who were also self-proclaimed non-believers. Carl Sagan was one of them, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bill Nye, yes, the science guy, the guy who had the show back in the day. And then you had Lawrence Krauss. And I would read these books. Richard Feynman was another one. I would read these books trying to put myself in their shoes and go, well, why didn't they believe? When I read these books, I was like, okay, hey, I can be like these guys. I tried to put it all together to where I realized, I'm just going to degrade people. I would seek out debates to try to justify my atheism. It was basically on Facebook where I would argue with people, and we just got in a huge debate. That's what kept feeding my hunger to be an atheist is, hey, this isn't real, that isn't real, and it just made things worse for me. At the end of the day, nobody won. When you are an atheist, there's nothing spiritually there to feed you. And when that is not there, you're just an angry person. You're an empty person. You're sad. You try to live life through other people, but you can't. And yeah, it was just an empty, bottomless pit of give me that, give me that, give me that, give me that, and I never could feel it, never. So when I first met my wife, it was funny. We were best friends at the time, and she knew that I was atheist because I would proclaim that. I was not ashamed of it then, and she was not ashamed of her being a Christian. So me being the person that likes to go and try to debate people, I would tend to try to debate her all the time. She never lost faith in me. She never said, just because you're an atheist, I can't be your friend, or I can't be a person in your life. She just was very kind and very humble to me. My wife has a friend, and her name is Ray, and she said, hey, you need to come to this church. This church is great. And we decided to, let's go check this church out. When I was going into church, I was still closed off to the world. I was still putting my hands in my pockets. And then one Sunday I went, and I remember standing there, and I raised my hand, as little of a notion that is. And then I was just like, I'm ready to accept you. And it was just an overwhelming feeling. And I told my wife, I was like, I want to be baptized, and I want you to baptize me in the bathtub right now, right? And she's like, well, let's wait, let's see what the church has, because they do baptisms, and you all can be baptized together. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea, because I'm ready. You know how when you feel like you're lifting weights and you just pull those weights off and you just feel like, oh man, that was fantastic, man. And you have this pump about you because you just got all the weights off, but you just feel great and refreshed. That's how I felt when I came out of that water. A buddy of mine messaged me, and he said, I saw your video. I saw that you got baptized. And I was like, yes. And he's like, I can see that pain and that suffering come off your face. And he's like, I want to know your story. I was like, I want to know how you got to where you got to. Yeah, I would love to. And he was one of my friends in high school. Every day we feel defeated, especially if we do not believe. That hunger inside your soul, it is there because you want something. And it will always be there if you do not accept Christ. I mean, it's night and day of how different you will feel, of how your hunger will go away, your anger, your darkness. I mean, He is the light, and it just won't be there anymore. Basically, give God a chance.